inspiring event. Please read.
Sorry, I'll just turn the volume up a little bit. Go 50. Yeah.
Reach out and connect so we can stay in touch and support each other. Together we're building a remarkable community, and what we're doing is so important. Instead of viewing darkness as a neutral, empty backdrop, we can see it as a valuable resource, something that needs to be respected, protected, and enjoyed. This shift in awareness is crucially important because with easy access to an abundance of overly bright white lighting these days, darkness is becoming a sought-after luxury. In fact, knowing what we do about the adverse impact of lighting at night, a recognised pollutant with harmful effects, it is untenable to use it without restraint, due diligence, and care. Moreover, darkness is integral to human biorhythms and overall well-being. Our bodies are acutely tuned to the cycles of light and darkness, which regulate essential functions for health. Darkness also holds aesthetic and cultural value that enrich our lives. Darkness, after all, has been an essential part of the human experience for eons, and we are much poorer as a species when we ignore the role that it plays. Darkness at night can also be a respite for the senses, providing a gentle reprieve from the often bright visual stimulation, activity and noise of modern living. No matter how entertaining, lit up and busy nights can be, we cannot escape the fact that our bodies must have darkness at night in order to rest, recuperate and heal. Same benefits and advantages of respecting darkness and existing in harmony with natural cycles we've evolved with also apply to all living beings. What we need is a paradigm shift in the way we view darkness and how we use and apply artificial lighting. This brings me to a topic close to my heart because it embraces this fundamental change in an effective way. So, let's explore a world where we embrace darkness and cultivate environments that foster well-being and harmony with the natural world. With this in mind, I'd like to focus on solutions to the challenges we currently face involving artificial lighting and provide positive examples to inspire you. And this is where nocturnal placemaking emerges as a helpful tool and approach. Now, a disclaimer. As LED lighting has become mainstream, the examples of lighting shown in this presentation use this technology. However, it has numerous inherent drawbacks and unique properties that make it unlike any other light source we've used before, and the spectral, spatial and temporal properties of LEDs can be problematic and cause adverse harm. They need to be adequately resolved for the technology to be considered appropriate and fit for purpose. Unfortunately, the lighting industry as well as government and regulatory bodies have failed in their responsibilities. The following organisations are helpful resources to become more informed. Additionally, refer to the work of photobiologist Alexander Wunsch, psychophysicist Peter Vito and neurosurgeon Jack Cruz, as well as the interviews on the Restoring Darkness website. Also, the 2022 white paper by Cree Lighting acknowledges that LED lighting technology needs new metrics in order to accurately measure its unique properties. Finally, we need to keep safer forms of lighting available, such as shielded low and high pressure sodium, incandescent and halogen. Now, back to the topic at hand. So, what is nocturnal placemaking? Nocturnal placemaking is a deliberate and conscious design approach that prioritizes darkness as an essential element in creating safe havens to support both ecology and human health. This approach is considered so important, nocturnal placemaking is listed as the second core principle in the 2022 Responsible Outdoor Lighting at Night Manifesto. This important core principle says, start your design with darkness and only add light if it supports nocturnal placemaking and protects a view of the stars. Such a responsible approach matters because the natural world depends upon sunlight during the day and darkness at night, and many nocturnal species, such as birds, bats and insects, such as the glowworm shown here, rely on the cover of darkness for foraging, navigation and reproduction. If we want environments that not only sustain life, but enhance it, we must significantly improve our attitude to lighting and how we apply and use it. This is particularly relevant near bodies of water, as water not only absorbs artificial light, but it also reflects it, increasing its impact. This image demonstrates how to illuminate only the ground near the bench seat, preserving beneficial areas of darkness. Minimal lighting helps because light at night can also act as a physical barrier to living organisms, disrupting their behaviour, leading to disorientation, habitat loss and population decline. For wildlife, unlit native vegetation, water features, habitat corridors and night gardens can help support biodiversity. It's important to understand that terms such as human-centric, wildlife-friendly, turtle-friendly or dark sky-friendly lighting are misleading, as they imply such lighting is benign and even beneficial, which is not the case. In truth, all artificial light at night has an impact. The key is to minimise it by favouring less destructive light sources such as warm phosphor-converted amber, narrowband amber or red lighting. It's more accurate and helpful to describe such light sources as ecologically sensitive, responsible or dark sky compliant. Furthermore, these luminaires need to be installed and positioned correctly and managed to further reduce their effects. Night gardens specifically provide dark habitats and refuges. These areas are designed to thrive under the cover of darkness, attracting nocturnal species. Of course, illuminating trees, foliage and gardens is unnecessary, as is any novelty, vanity lighting. Beautiful, thoughtfully executed lighting is soft, gentle and subtle. It is pleasant to look at and be around because it is welcoming and enhances a space. It's also evenly diffused, well positioned, close to the ground when possible, thoughtfully angled and shielded, and the light source itself is hidden from view, so we see only the selected illuminated surfaces for orientation, navigation and aesthetic purposes. Most importantly, it's also very warm in colour with a spectrum that's close to firelight. A good example is subtly and softly illuminating a pathway through a garden using warm light, ideally amber when possible, kept low to the ground and only on the path, not the garden itself. The same can apply to stairways, such as seen here. Minimal light is directed to only where it's needed most, onto the ground. The light sources are recessed and the spectrum is warm. You can find a helpful guide called Cumbria Good Lighting Technical Advice Note at this link. Such spaces demonstrate the importance of darkness, that just because we can brightly light an area doesn't mean we should. Responsible lighting and nocturnal placemaking should be applied to every situation where artificial lighting is used because of their many benefits. It's far too common for exterior lighting to be poorly executed and excessively bright, using harsh, glary, harmful white light due to misconceptions, misunderstandings and outdated notions involving lighting, safety and crime. Please note how the stark contrast created by the bright glary lighting in this image gives the impression that the darker areas are unsafe because it's harder to see. In reality, well-executed lighting that is warm, soft, evenly distributed, shielded and subtle is the safest option there is, as demonstrated here. We can observe that not only has the appearance and the aesthetic appeal of the street been enhanced, the area now feels safe, warm and welcoming. Visibility and visual comfort have also been improved. Notice the restrained and judicious use and application of light. Not only does it enhance this historic church, but it also protects the night sky and respects the nocturnal landscape. The next slide really illustrates the improvements with a side-by-side before and after comparison. Located in County Mayo Island, Newport Dark Sky Master Plan was developed by Dark Source in collaboration with Mayo Dark Skies. Working closely with the local community, the project aims to eliminate light pollution through the new lighting design, also balancing the visual, social and environmental objectives for the town, with the ultimate aim of protecting dark skies and enhancing the nighttime experience for both people and biodiversity. St. Patrick's Church forms the first completed phase of the project. This close-up image highlights how well-directed and controlled light can significantly enhance the features of a building whilst avoiding unwanted light spill and introducing unnecessary light into the environment. The pockets of darkness create interest, dimension and contrast. I'd like to point out that the person at the bottom right of this image is standing on a gobo projection of the stained glass that allows visitors to appreciate close-up the beautiful details of the window above. 1, the image is projected onto the ground. 2, the colours are soft and subtle. 3, the light intensity is low. And 4, the surface is non-reflective. All of these elements result in a stunning outcome. With the increasing popularity of creative lighting displays, projection mapping and high-impact vivid light festivals, it's important to see positive examples of well-executed lighting that have minimal impact on the environment and nightscape. Please note the trees in the background are lit by unshielded streetlights, which weren't under the purview of this particular project, but as Newport has a master plan for further improvements, this should change. Appropriate lighting combined with care in its application and use can deliver beautiful illumination that minimises its impact on human health, ecology and the environment, resulting in a win-win scenario that enhances urban spaces and nighttime tourism, as seen here. The next few slides show responsible interior lighting of an historic building that's been revitalised into a boutique hotel. Please note the colour of light is warm and it's softly dispersed. The light sources are also well positioned so the light source themselves are not visible. This avoids glare and discomfort and fosters a sense of warmth and comfort. Here we can see that all light sources are shielded and the light that's emitted is warm, soft and evenly dispersed. The beautiful lighting in this bedroom has been designed to support comfort, health and well-being. Note the recessed lighting at the edge of the ceiling and all other light sources are shielded and they emit soft, warm light. These before and after images show the significant improvements made after an all too common failed retrofit that used inappropriate, unfit for purpose LEDs. Please note how the harsh contrast of the unshielded white LED on the left creates the illusion of a dark night sky, whilst in fact degrading the nightscape and making it impossible to detect any stars. All buildings, businesses and services can benefit from responsible lighting, including service stations as shown here. Note the subtle, shielded, warm lighting of the building behind the forecourt. Although these red LEDs have a flawed design typical of most LED streetlights with a flat array of exposed diodes, so the emitted light is too bright and intense, it's encouraging that the colour spectrum has been improved in order to protect the local bats, wildlife and the environment. In conclusion, we gain so much when we appreciate darkness and do what we can to protect it. Darkness helps to remind us of the balance that exists in the world and that the day-night cycle is integral to life. Rather than simply mitigating light pollution, we can instead improve conditions by creating dedicated, protected nocturnal zones that respect the night and our connection to it.